What's up guys, GT here, and this is the Sonicake Pocket Master multi-effects guitar pedal. Check it out. Alright, first things first, the obvious disclaimer, this is by no ways a paid promotional video. Sonicake has been kind enough to send this product to me for a review, and whatever I cover and whatever thoughts I share on this video are 100% my own. Sonicake has no say in it. So with that said, what do you guys think? It's 2025, obviously things are getting pretty small, hard disks are getting smaller, and so are digital modelers. I never thought that I would be holding in my hand a $65 digital modeler, which also doubles up as a USB recording audio interface and has a USB-C charging and runs on battery, has 100 effects and 20 plus amps and cabs to choose from, so many different delays, so many different reverbs, and the tones aren't that bad as well either. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase all the different features and all the different things that you can do with this particular device over here. It's nifty, it's small, it's compact, but don't be deceived by its looks. It's pretty powerful and it can achieve a lot for you guitar players out there. So let's first dive into an overhead shot. We'll talk about some functionality and portability, and then obviously we'll look at some tones, and I'll show you all the things that this little thing can do over here. Alright guys, I've got the unit in front of me, as you can see, and we'll talk about portability and user experience first before I show you some of the basic functions, and then we'll jump into some tones as well. So in terms of portability, it really can't get better than this, guys. At the size of your normal everyday pedal, this thing is very portable, and it weighs just under 200 grams and can easily fit into your jacket pocket to be carried on for local gigs, or you can even take it on an airplane. In terms of usability, it has two fairly large buttons which can be easily pressed with your foot to move up and down presets. The face of the pedal is angled so that you can easily see it when it's lying on the floor, so that it's always facing you. The screen, however, is a little small, but it has room for improvements. As you can see, there is some real estate on the sides. Perhaps in the future versions, the screen could be a little bigger, but at this price point and this form factor, it works great. The unit has rubber feet at the bottom, which should prevent it from slipping on any particular surface, and Sonicake also provides a belt buckle which you can attach at the back of the unit so that you can hang it on your belt. Now, I personally would have a hard time changing presets midway during a song or a track if the unit was on my belt, considering both my hands will be busy playing the guitar. Unless you're somebody like Steve Vai who can play the guitar with one hand, you should be easily able to change your presets when the unit is on your belt. There are input ports on the top of the unit, easy to reach, and all of them in one place so that you can find them easily. There is a USB-C port for charging and a USB-C port for data transfer as well. I cannot emphasize how good it is that we have USB-C ports. These are easily available today. Chargers for these are easily available. Cables are easily available, so you don't need to really buy special adapters. And also to mention that this runs by battery, so if you charge your unit through the USB port. You don't need to carry an additional adapter anywhere you go, and this runs on battery, 1000 mAh battery, which is really good, and it has a really long battery life as well in my experience. The USB-C data port also allows you to use this as an audio interface. Yes, you heard it right. This thing can also be used and doubled up as an audio interface. So for all you folks who are traveling frequently and you want to make music on the go, all you need to do is carry your laptop and this guy and a USB-C cable. Of course, you will bring along your guitar so that you can easily record your tracks anywhere you want to, which is fantastic, right? And then you've got your standard output port, which is a stereo output and can also be used for your headphones, and also the guitar input port. The unit allows you to store up to 100 presets and comes in with 50 factory presets preloaded in, which in my opinion are more than enough to get you through any gig comfortably. Also comes in with a built-in tuner and also a drum machine for those long practice sessions. It is preloaded with 20 guitar and bass amps with built-in IRs, and you can also load in custom IRs of your own choice, up to 5, using the software and a laptop, which is also very, very good. In terms of functionality, let's cover a few things as to how you can operate the unit from the unit itself. We'll cover more advanced things in a little bit later when we look at actual tones, but to basically operate the unit, you've got 3 main buttons over here, which you can use to tweak the unit and edit your presets as well. The big 2 buttons move up and down in presets when you're not in editing mode, which is pretty straightforward to understand. They are used for mainly jumping around presets. This main knob over here is your value and volume knob, so you can basically use this to move around different sections of the unit to change. So you can turn on the Bluetooth, which we'll come to later. You can switch up the volume, or you can change presets as well. If you want to edit a preset, you can press this and keep it pressed so that it brings up the sub menu where you can now go into the effects, or you can go into the settings, or you can go into the drum machine, or you can shut down the pedal as well. So if you go into effects, now you will see a line of all the different effects or blocks that this particular preset is using. So I'm editing F01 Pocket Master at the moment, which is a factory preset. You can move between the different blocks using this particular button over here. You can move backwards using this one over here. So as you can see, I'm on the drive block now and then it's turned on. If I want to tweak anything in the drive block, I would use this knob now to move across the different settings of the particular blocks. So if I press it now, I can change it from a screamer to a butter overdrive or a JP distortion, something like that. So I'll keep it to screamer at the moment, and you can press it again to switch it back to your normal mode and then go into a particular setting. If you want to add more of a particular value of that block, you can change it by doing this. So if I want to add more gain, I can do that and press it again to come back out of the editing mode. Some of the blocks can be moved around as well. So if you go into the move section here, press that and then move this to wherever you want to. Obviously it can't be moved in certain areas like between the amp and the drive, and only FX blocks can be moved. You can't move the amp, for example. So that's pretty much the basic editing, and I'll cover more editing when we look at actual presets. Once you're done with your editing, you can exit the editing mode by pressing both of the buttons together, and that should bring up your sub menu to whether save or not save the preset because you made changes. I don't want to save it, so you can just press cancel and it comes out from the editing mode back to the main screen again. And you can see over here there's a small star next to the F01 number of the preset. That signifies that this preset is now edited and you have not saved it, which is fine. If you go to another preset and come back, that star is gone because you did not save the preset. Now, editing on the fly in any modeler can be difficult, especially at a gig or a live scenario where you want to tweak certain settings, because every gig demands a different sort of a setup. Some things might need to be tweaked on the fly because there are so many variables when it comes to playing live. You have different cables, you have different sound systems, you have different acoustics. It's a smaller gig, it's an open venue. There are so many factors, and if you've ever played live with a modeler, you would know what I'm talking about. And All the process that I showed you right now can be a little difficult to do given that this is such a small form factor and there's such a small screen for you to dig in and actually tweak stuff. But that's where there is an additional functionality that Sonicake has provided, which is so much more helpful. You can actually use the Bluetooth functionality. All you need to do is turn it on over here and then use the Sonicake app to do all of your editing in real time through the app itself. And I find that so much easier than actually diving into the deep inside the unit and actually tweaking stuff live from the unit itself. So what we're going to do now is jump over to the app and then I'll show you how you can tweak stuff from there. The app is free to download on the iOS App Store. It's not there on the Android store at the moment, but you can download it from the Sonicake website. That's what I did. I have an Android phone. You can download the APK from their site and just put it on your phone. And then you can basically turn on the Bluetooth from here and it should detect it in the app, and then from there you can just tweak presets live. So what we'll do is we'll jump onto the phone now and we'll look at some tones and we'll look at some tweaking as well. I just want to take a quick moment to talk about something very important to me. More than 80% of the viewers on my channel are not subscribed, and if you're one of them, please do consider subscribing as it helps me grow as a YouTuber. I obviously want to make more content for you, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you ding that bell so that you get notified of all of my future updates as well. Back to the video. So what we're going to do now is look at some of the stock presets that come along with this unit and hear some sounds and some of the pre-built presets that you get along with this unit. But to showcase that, what I'm going to use is the actual Sonicake app, which you can easily download from their website if you have an Android phone. But if you're on iOS, you can download it from the iOS App Store. So I've got it downloaded on my phone here and I'm going to launch it here. So as soon as you launch it, it's going to ask for it's going to start searching for the device, which it won't find because my Bluetooth is off right now. And the moment I turn on the Bluetooth, it's going to detect the device on the app. As you can see, it's detected Pocket Master Pedal over here. So you're going to select that and say connect device. And the moment you connect your device, what it's going to do is going to load whatever preset you have on the device actually on the app itself is here, as you can see over here. Now this layout is pretty user friendly, it's pretty easy to get used to, and it's very easy to tweak stuff. In my experience, whatever tweaks you make to a preset are reflected live onto the unit straight away. There is no input lag or there is no delay as such when you're changing stuff over here, in my experience, and it's a pretty good seamless connection between the app and the actual device. So I would highly recommend you use the app. The first preset we're going to be looking at is called Pocket Master. This is the first preset that loads up when you boot up the device, and this is how it sounds. Pretty good sounding preset over there. Let's look at another one. Let's look at some clean tones as well. They have a chorus clean here, which is also a pretty good sort of a clean tone. Pretty good sounding preset again. Now this guitar also has an inbuilt piezo in there, so I'm going to turn on the piezo, turn up the piezo volume, and what I'm doing is mixing the magnetic pickup sounds along with the piezo from the saddles, and this is how it sounds. Pretty good sounding preset again. Now let's look at something else. I'm going to switch off the piezo and let's look at some other presets as well. UK metal is another really good preset. It says metal on the name, so we're going to obviously play some metal stuff on it. Let's hear how it sounds. Pretty good. Let's see what preset is using. So you've got your noise reduction over here, and you can jump between the different blocks by tapping on the actual icons. So anything that's colored is pretty much on at the moment. So the drive block is on. There is an FX blocks between the actual noise reduction and the drive block. We'll come to that in a bit. But looking at this preset, this got I think a overdrive, which is a screamer. You have different overdrives present for you to choose from, or drive blocks if you want to call it that way. You have distortion, you have fuzz, you have some bass drives as well available over there. This one's using screamer, which is I believe a screamer pedal. Now you go to the amp. That amp is a Brit 800, which is a pretty decent Marshall Brit amp. The settings are like this, and if I tweak stuff over here, it will definitely tweak up live in the preset as well. So let's tweak some things. I'm going to push up the middle a little bit and hear how it sounds. Try a different amp altogether if you want to. You can try Brit 50J. Slightly more fatter tone. There's a high gain section as well. You can try some high gain amps as well. Let's try the Soldano 100. Press OK. Let's go back and tweak some things. There's too much gain happening there. Let's bring down the middle. I think I need some more noise reduction as well. So you can quickly jump between the different sections very easily and change stuff, and everything is being synced to the device in real time, which is really good. You can bring down the bass a bit. So that's how you actually change stuff in here. The other thing I want to talk about is the IRs as well. Now there are different IRs in here which you can choose from. Obviously, let's reset the preset again to back to UK Metal, and every time you try to not save it, it'll give you a slight little warning over there. So just say cancel and go back to UK Metal again. We should be back to the preset we had earlier, which is how it is. I think so. Yep. And you go into the IR and you have different IRs that you can choose from. You've got the small cabs, which are the, I think, 1x12s and 2x12s. And then you have the large cabinets as well, which are the typical 4x12s you'll have. You can also load in your custom IRs, I think up to 5, using the software that Sonicake provides, which is also a very good feature to have. If you're not happy with any of these IRs, and if you have a custom IR that you like to use, you can always load it up over here, which is a very good feature at this price point and at this form factor. That's amazing. Now, the FX block that I talked about earlier is something that is also movable. You can have different effects applied before your signal chain. A compressor would be a typical example, but you can also drag and drop this anywhere in the signal chain. Of course, you can't drop it between the amp and the IR. That's obvious limitation over here. You can see a dotted line around the amp section, or the main signal chain, if you like to call it that way. It also gives you an EQ. You can change certain things in the EQ, which is currently off right now. There's another FX block which you can have for different things, like you can have a chorus, you can have a flanger, phaser, all the bells and whistles that you can think of. This thing has it. It's pretty good. Now, in terms of delay, they have different delays available. You have the pure one, which is, I believe, like a stereo delay or maybe something like that. And then you've got the slap delay, a warm delay. Let's try the warm delay, for example, over here. Let's turn it on. I didn't press OK, so let's turn it on. Let's hear how it sounds. Yeah, pretty good delay as well. Let's try ping pong, for example. Let's see how it sounds like. Yeah, that's how a typical ping pong delay would function. I think I'm going mono out, so I'm not getting the real ping pong effect over here, but that's okay. Switch off the delay. Let's go to reverb. You've got different reverb options as well. So you've got air, you've got room, you've got hall, you've got church, and you've got different reverb options. Let's try the reverb in a different preset actually. So let's go to the clean tone. Let's go to the chorus clean again and cancel the saving part. Let's go into the reverb, and I'm going to change a dream reverb. Let's see how this one sounds actually. Let's put up the mix a little bit as well. Try a different one. Let's try Ocean. Sweet sounding reverb right there. Try some other, like plate reverbs are pretty good as well. Pretty good stuff. Let's look at another preset. For example, let's look at a Fusion preset. I believe they have one called Fusion, which is also pretty good. Let's hear this one. Pretty sweet sounding preset right over there. The other one I want to talk about is also an ambient preset as well. This one is also pretty good. Let's hear how this one is sounding. And obviously you can tweak any of these things in the app and actually hit save, and it will allow you to rename the preset. You can save it to a different slot if you want to, or you can override the existing preset as well, which is pretty good considering you don't have to touch the device at all to do all of this. And the device is running on battery, so you can easily have it, sitting in your pocket or, on your belt. You just need the wires to be plugged in, which is pretty good. It just needs a Bluetooth connectivity between the app and the actual device, which is also good. The menus in the app, they're pretty simple. You've got your basic section for disconnecting or renaming the device. You've got the settings over here. You can reset it to factory settings as well. You can change the volumes of different things. You can increase your input level if you want to. And you can also increase the levels of individual things, which is also a very good thing. Now, I do want to talk about the drum machine here. Now, they do claim to have a drum machine in there for your practice sessions. there's a little bit of clarity needed in this case because the drum machine is fully available on the app, I would say majorly. In the actual unit, when you go into the drum machine and you try to use the drum machine, you would just get a basic metronome and not get the actual drum beats out there. So you will hear typically like a cymbal and a hi-hat sort of a sound going on over there. But to actually access the full drum machine, you need to use the app. But then the other thing is that when you play the drum machine on the app, it actually plays through your phone and not through the actual device, which is a bit odd because I would want to hear it coming through the device, because if I'm using headphones, I would want to hear the drum machine come through the actual device as well. Maybe that's something that Sonicake is working on for in the future, but for now, just keep in mind when you use the drum machine, you're going to be hearing it through the actual app and not through the actual device. But they still do have a drum machine section in there. You can go in and you can turn it on. It's going to be like a basic metronome, and that's more than what you can ask for in such a small device, in such a small form factor. I think that's really good to have as well. In my experience, it's a pretty simple app to use. It's very friendly, and it's not a very clunky user interface to get used to. And then the colors are bright, so if you're playing in the night and you have to take out your phone and quickly look at stuff, it's good bright colors for you to actually tweak stuff around easily. And I don't think there is any accessibility issues as such in terms of the tapping and the number of taps you have to do to get to a particular section of the preset. The only accessibility thing I would call out is that when you change a preset through here, the drop down doesn't close down by itself. You have to tap outside. There might be a reason for them doing it like that, but I would rather have that the drop down closes the moment I select a particular preset instead of me tapping outside. That's something that Sonicake can probably improve on. Alright, what do you guys think? I think this is a pretty good nifty little pedal to add to your arsenal of pedals, and I think if you are a small time musician, if you're playing smaller gigs, then this can be really helpful. Or if you're a singer-songwriter and you like to travel and you have your laptop along with you, this can be really good to really quickly jot down those inspirational ideas that you come along with. All you need to do is carry this, your guitar and your laptop along with you, which I think you pretty much will be anyways. This can easily fit into your laptop bag, or even fit into your jacket pocket or into your guitar case as well. This is pretty good to have in my opinion, and I definitely see myself using this a little bit more for doing my quick jams or recording certain quick ideas if I want to. It's easy plug and play, it's no rocket science. You can get a lot of stuff done with this guy. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I always read all of your comments, and I always appreciate each one of you coming down into the comments, taking the time to watch the video till the end and putting down your thoughts as well for me to read through. Again, if you're not subscribed, please do ensure you do subscribe to the channel. It's the least you can do to support me. I don't ask for much in return, but if you do want to support me in other monetary ways, please check the links in the description box below. I've got my PayPal linked in there. Anything you can send towards me is more than welcome. You want to buy me a coffee, that's absolutely cool. But the most important thing is please to support me. If you cannot support me monetarily, please support by subscribing to the channel so they can see more content like this coming your way. Until I see you guys in the next one, make sure you guys stay safe, keep rocking. Cheers. Bye-bye.